What's different about you is how you are able to hold the frequency of abundance in your heart and in your mind throughout the day. You are a visionary, somebody who can see through their mind's eye the life that they want to live. And I feel like you surround yourself with images, like maybe you have a vision board, or you just cut out pictures from magazines, or you print pictures and you put them on your wall. You're the kind of person who has constant reminders around them of the life that they see for themselves. And this could be you watching videos on YouTube about the dream life that you are working towards. This could be whether you're watching videos about traveling or videos about places that you want to see. Or this could be you having a Pinterest board where you add things that go along with your vision to the board, and then you look back at the pictures and the videos and you're reminded about all of your manifestations that are on their way to you. Your inner world is extremely rich. It's very expansive. You have a lot of character within your inner world. I feel like you're somebody who sees the abundance of all things not only as material aspects, but you see an abundance of wisdom, an abundance of knowledge, an abundance of love, an abundance of joy. Like, you see a lot of things within your inner world as plentiful and prosperous. And I feel like you allowed these things to multiply over time for you. And you're no longer avoiding your birthright of wealth. You were born to live a very royal, regal life. And this is something that cannot be taken from you because it's embedded within you. It's embedded within your DNA. It's your nature. Our nature is to live and experience life abundantly. In the same way that the trees have an abundance of leaves, or the ground has an abundance of grass blades, we are part of an abundant universe, and that's our birthright. We're born to come here and live from the knowing that all things are available for us. And you are somebody who is very much inspired. I feel like you draw inspiration from a lot of things in your life, whether that's art, whether that's nature, whether that's just bodies of water. I feel like you're somebody who's very drawn towards the ocean, like you're inclined to the depths of the ocean. And I feel like it's because the ocean's character can be calming, it can be full of life, it can also be rocky, it can be dangerous, it can be all-encompassing. And I feel like that really speaks to your personality. You're somebody who has the characteristics of the ocean in the way that it's vast and deep, but also serene and calming. It can have big waves that will take you out. It has tsunamis and it like things like hurricanes that whisk the mixture of the air and the water can be a very powerful force to where the water can come into civilization and cause destruction. You embody the duality of creation and destruction. And you're a divine being. You know that as a divine being, this is your nature. Some people say that God stands for generation, observing, and destruction. Like, those are the things that I feel you are very in tune with about yourself. You're the kind of person who has an expanded awareness to the point where you are constantly observing not only the outside world, like the people around you, the things that you can see, touch, like your senses, smell, taste. Like, you are somebody who's constantly observing through your senses, but also in observing your inner world. This could be your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. You are also somebody who's very accepting. You accept yourself for who you are. You know that the more that you're willing to accept who you are now, the more willing you will be to change, because we cannot change until we accept our current state. Somebody who does not know that they are currently an alcoholic cannot pursue the change of getting clean, of taking the time to cultivate better habits, more healthy habits, replacing alcohol consumption with other things to fill the time, to fill the void, such as self-love activities, self-care, doing things that make us feel fulfilled so that we do not have to run from ourselves to try and forget, to try and escape. And I feel like you're somebody who has had to transmute a lot of addiction energy, someone who might have addictive tendencies, whether this is something passed down to you or something like through your family lineage, or this could be just something that maybe the friends that you used to hang out with, the people in your inner circle, had addictive tendencies, and birds of a feather flock together. So if you're surrounded by 3 alcoholics, you're going to be the 4th. And same thing goes for any other addictions. This could be smoking, this could be a phone addiction, this could be a porn addiction, this can be just all the things that we feel like we need to do in order to fill or escape from the present moment. And I feel like you have improved your inner dialogue. So in the moments where your mind will tell you, oh, I need to smoke, oh, I need to drink, I need to do this, I need to do this addictive tendency, you've worked on your internal dialogue to the point where you're not as reactive as you used to be. Like, you would get that inclination, like you would be inclined to take action towards something that you knew would hurt you in the long run, and you used to just do it because your mind told you to do it. And I feel like you, at that point, you didn't know the difference between intuitive nudges and self-sabotage. But now, having worked on your internal dialogue through reflection, through meditation, through journaling, through talking to others, talking to trusted sources such as therapists or coaches or mentors, by having these conversations, you've been able to work on your internal dialogue to the point where those impulsive thoughts will come into your head, and you are able to shift your perspective, shift your focus towards something else. You might get like a thought like, oh, I should go do that thing that I told myself I don't want to do anymore. And then you'll get a thought like, or we could do this instead, or we could like go on a walk, or we could draw, or we could paint, or we could, I don't know, or we could create something, or we could just write. We could do, like, there's so many other things you could do. So you've gotten better at reminding yourself that that's not the only option. And there are actually an array of other options that are much better for you in the long run and more fun and more fulfilling and will bring you joy instead of that empty, numb feeling. And you are somebody who does not allow yourself to put yourself as the center of the universe. I feel like you know that you must be centered, you must be grounded within yourself. However, you know that you're only going to be the center in your own world, and to the other people around you, they're not thinking about you as much as you're thinking about you. Like, I feel like the people who think that others are thinking about them as much as they think about themselves, or even more, it could be insecurity, this could be narcissistic tendencies. Like, you're so ashamed to the point where you think other people can sense your shameness or your not enoughness, or your, like, you feel like other people are constantly thinking about you just because you're thinking about you. But I feel like you've matured in your mindset to the point where you know that as much as you think about you, other people are thinking that much about themselves, not you. So you're not as, you feel like you're the center of your own world, but you also know that everybody is the center of their own world. And I feel like you've come to the understanding where your center is actually greater than you. Like, your center is the universe, is God, is source, is an all-loving, omnipresent kind of energy. And that's what you deem to be your heart. You deem to be the focal point for you. So you've decentered yourself in a way where you don't think about yourself being the center in the way that, oh, I'm like the center. Like, you basically, you've moved away from your ego being the center of you to yourself being the center of you, as in God, as in all, like the energy of everything is now your center, and you know that that's you. So it is you at your center, at your core. However, it's also an interconnected energy of the universe at your center. And this has given you, I feel like this has given you faith. You have a lot of faith now because you believe in something greater than yourself. You have surrendered. You've given your worries, your anxieties, your depression, your just everything that felt so heavy to carry on your own. You've given that to God, to the universe, to source, to something outside of, like, basically you don't feel like the burden of the world is on your shoulders anymore, because you know that this is an interconnected, shared energy, and that nothing is all up to you. Like, you are in control of your own actions, but I feel like you've released control of everything that you know you cannot, like, change. And this has allowed you to step into your star energy. You are now in your healing energy, and people notice that you have, like, this very calming aura about you. It's like a serene kind of vibe that you bring. People can sense that you are in control of your own emotions. And this is really attractive because I feel like a lot of people will react out of their emotions, but you're the kind of person who can see and acknowledge their emotions but not act from them. So say that you're angry. Somebody who's acting from their anger would probably start shouting or start getting physical or just storm out, have a tantrum. But you're the kind of person who now can acknowledge that they're feeling angry and calmly communicate your emotions and your feelings. even when you're angry, even when you're sad, even when you're feeling neglected or disrespected, you're the kind of person who will state how they're feeling and see basically you'll see how the person who you're communicating to reacts to your emotions. If they are incapable of validating you or just being able to acknowledge that you are feeling this way, like say you say that you're angry, and then the person that you're communicating this feeling to says, well, I guess that I'm just the worst and I can't do anything right, and like has this, basically they're not able to hold space for your emotions. You're the kind of person who can be like, okay, this person is not emotionally mature. This person is unable to acknowledge that I am sharing an emotion here for us to talk through my feelings, not for them to change the subject around and start talking about how they feel or the actions that I've done that have made them feel some type of way because they didn't initially bring it up. They weren't able to express that's how they felt and create a conversation around, hey, I want to talk through my feelings. But when you come to them with a sense of, this is how I'm feeling, I want to talk about it, they're quick to just like turn it around and like totally not acknowledge you or see you or hear you. Then you're the kind of person who is like, no, I'm no longer accepting these kinds of relationships in my life. I'm no longer subjecting myself to the emotional immaturity of having people who cannot talk through my emotions or my feelings or hear me out or hold space for me or be there for me in an emotionally mature way, because you put in the work in order for yourself to create this safe space for you to talk about your emotions with yourself. And you know that you deserve that back. You deserve to be treated in the way that you treat others. You deserve other people in your life to show up for you in the way that you show up for them. And this is really honorable because I feel like you've come from a place of always trying to give the benefit of the doubt. You were always kind of told that people are always doing their best. And yes, we believe people are always trying their best, but if their best is your baseline, what does that say about you to stick around for somebody who's only able to give you your baseline when you're giving them like 10 levels ahead, you know? And it's not to be like, oh yeah, I'm so far ahead, like I'm way over this. It's like, no, we attract energy to us and we also repel energy. If you are at an energy that is repelling another energy, this would be a disservice for you to stick around with that energy, because then you would feel like your energy is not being reciprocated. And it's not fair, honestly. It's not fair to you to constantly be around energy that feels repelling or like I feel like you've realized that there are different frequencies that everybody's emitting. And if somebody's emitting a frequency around you that makes you feel drained, that makes you feel unheard, unseen, underappreciated, you're no longer giving the benefit of the doubt to that energy. You're no longer being like, well, maybe I can help them. Maybe I can raise their frequency. Like if they're around me, then like maybe we can eventually meet. Like, no. You're no longer trying to be the savior for anybody. You know that we can only save ourselves. We can only put that work into ourselves. We have to want the change. We have to want to change for us. We can't change for anybody else. And now people are recognizing that bright light within you because you did that work in order to come to this, like, to have this mindset. And I feel like your light now is just shining outwardly. It's like there's a spotlight on you. And you're now allowing things to unfold for you in miraculous ways because you know that the sun is just, it's here for you. It's like, it's showing you that you have to be the light. It's like the sun is showing you the light so that you can be it too. I feel like you're a very generous person, yet you are no longer allowing people to take advantage of your generosity. You now have the discernment to be like, I'm going to share with those who can reciprocate. I'm not going to be depleted by sharing with people who are unable to give back to me in a way that feels reciprocal. And I also feel like you know that sometimes you'll have to give to people who could never give back to you. Like in the way where if we were to plant a tree now, we wouldn't feel the shade of the tree. Like the shade of the tree would be for the next generation after the tree is grown and matured. So you know the value of planting trees that you will never use the shade from. However, you're no longer doing this out of desperation. You're no longer giving to people generously who, like, let me think about this, because I feel like you're still able to give to people who you know could never give back to you, but you're just not, you're more discerning about it now. Like, you don't do it to your detriment. You don't do it till you're burnt out. You don't do it until you have nothing left to give. I feel like you selectively do this. And this is what sustains you. This is what allows you to continue to plant trees for those who will be able to reap the benefits of your sowing without having played a role in the growing, the nurturing of the plant. You're also somebody who brings a lot of pleasure to any space. Like, people feel pleased to be in your energy. They see it as a blessing. They see it as something that's brings them a sense of joy, a sense of, it's like they're grateful. People are very grateful for you. They're grateful to be in your presence. You bring this, like I was saying, this star of this bright light to people, and they want to be able to give that back to you. People want to reciprocate to you. They want to be able to fill your cup in the same way that you're able to fill theirs up. They want to be mutually beneficial. They want to bring value to you. They want to help you because they feel like you do that for others. You're somebody who's always giving back, always looking to uplift, looking to cultivate community, bring people together. You're a leader, you're a pillar in any team or family dynamic or just group. And people want you to feel like you're appreciated and you're valued for what it is that you bring them.